Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our regular MLB Series baseball betting show that we do with Troy West. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, and we're looking ahead to the upcoming weekend series for this upcoming weekend. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks so much for being back with us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. I appreciate it. Yeah, right now we are absolutely smoking hot right now in baseball, Pete. Now that the NBA has come to a close, we've really been able to focus our attention on baseball. We've won 9 out of the last 10 days, Pete. Been extremely consistent. I feel like our advice on the show has been pretty consistently good as well.
Yeah, we've had some ups and downs. We've been consistent. We had a few duds like a bunch of weeks ago, but yeah, generally we've been pretty consistent. So I know you had a great May, and you're saying now that you're doing well recently in June as well?
Yeah, we started off a little bit slow in June, Pete, but as of late, we've been on absolute fire, finding some value and some outstanding underdogs. We actually called the loss, the 8-0 win with the Baltimore Orioles beating Tanaka at plus 200 last week.
Wow.
We've been betting the Mariners like crazy, Pete. You know, they've been underdogs all season long, and they continue to be, and we're finding value in there. So I encourage people to come take a look, Pete. 9 out of the last 10 days have been winning days in baseball for us at allplayswin.com.
All right, sounds awesome. All right, well, I got 3 series here that I got 2 series that I'm kind of liking. One of them I'm thinking about, not sure if I'm liking. We'll see what you have to say about it. And the first one, not a shocker. Everyone's is aware of how awful Tampa Bay is, and on these shows, it feels like I'm betting against Tampa Bay every series. And if you've done that this year, you're very, very, very profitable because their awfulness continues, almost minus 30% ROI on the year, by far the worst in baseball, minus 40% ROI in June, also the worst in baseball in June. The awfulness is just every which way with Tampa Bay. We know the deal with them. And Baltimore's been solid, plus 7.7% ROI overall, plus 20% ROI in June. They have had most of all of their value, in fact, on the road. They've actually been unprofitable at home, minus 8.3% ROI on the year at home, slightly losing at home in June. But I think against Tampa Bay, you can kind of like throw all that out. I think Tampa Bay's awfulness trumps all that. What do you think? Play Baltimore here?
Yeah, I would agree with you, Pete. I thought, every time I keep thinking Tampa Bay may make a run, and now it just seems like this clubhouse is completely depleted. You look at some of the stuff with David Price. It looks like he may be on the move out, and he's not happy about it. But this whole team just seems to be dismantled. So until they prove otherwise, Pete, with these pitchers that they have, they're still favorites in a lot of these games. Yep. So I think there's a ton of value to continue to fade the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's something we're doing at All Plays One, and I think we should consider to continue doing it as well.
All right, yeah, hopefully Baltimore can pull out a few wins at home. Again, it does make me a little bit nervous that they haven't been as good at home as on the road. And then the next series that has caught my eye, I think might have some value, the Mets at Pitt. Now, I think I mentioned last call, I'm starting to get a little bit high on Pitt now since their offense took a boost with the addition of Polanco and a couple other guys starting to hit well. Now Neil Walker returns. It makes me a little bit nervous that Starling Marte has a concussion now, but Pitt's been playing very, very well. Their offense, again, has been getting it done. They're plus 24% ROI in June, second best in baseball. And the Mets, they started out profitable on the road this year, but then they've been sluggish since, minus 15% ROI on the road in June. And they're just kind of a mediocre team that I'm very happy to, that I don't feel scared to bet against when they're up against a team that I want to bet on. And that is the case here with Pitt. So I'm thinking we take Pitt in this series. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you again, Pete. I think about a month ago we were talking about Pitt about being the worst bet in baseball, and we looked at them. They were 9 or 10 games below 500. Out there, a game above, and they're right in that playoff race. I know it's early to be talking playoffs, but they're only 7 games out, where I feel like they were 14 games out or so about a month ago. And they're really starting to get consistency from some of their pitchers. Volquez is starting to pitch a lot better than he did at the start of the year. Garrett Cole's pitching better. We know Charlie Morton's pitching better. They got some young guys, and like you said, the lineup's starting to stiffen up a little bit. So I think Pittsburgh's going to be a good bet here, not only in this series, but a good bet down the stretch here. I like Pittsburgh a lot in this series to get it done.
I'm agreeing with you. Agree 100%. Troy West from allplayswin.com. All right, then the third series that I'm not exactly sure if I'm willing to go on record with it, but it's interesting to me, Colorado at Milwaukee. Now, Milwaukee has overtaken San Francisco as the most profitable team in baseball overall on the year. They are number 1 in the money standings, plus 13.8% ROI overall. They have been a little bit iffy at home, though, but Colorado, they've been dealing with some injuries, and they've been losing recently, and they've been worse on the road than Milwaukee has been at home. Colorado minus 15% ROI on the road overall. So I'm not 100% sure about this one, but my sense is that Milwaukee won't have very big favorite lines, and that they might get a sweep, might win 2 out of 3, although they did recently lose a bunch of games at home. They thought they were going to win, so I'm not sure. What do you think about this series, Troy?
Yeah, Milwaukee is a funny team at home. You know, they're 47-32 overall, but 20-17 at home. I will go with Milwaukee, Pete. The reason I like Milwaukee so much in every game is, as I've talked about, starting pitching has just been outstanding. Every time they go into a game, you're never really skeptical about who's starting. Colorado's pitching staff's just been awful. They've had zero consistency out of the bullpen in the starting staff. I think Milwaukee at home is a good bet. I think Colorado's a team that's starting to become a fade. I think we'll go with Milwaukee to get 2 out of 3 in that series.
All right, so we'll put Milwaukee on your permanent record?
Yep, that sounds good. Let's do it.
All right, Troy, those are the only series that I wanted to bring up from the upcoming weekend series. What else do you have for us that we didn't mention that you think might be interesting in terms of value, one way or another?
Yeah, Pete, I'm going to continue to roll with the Seattle Mariners. Now 6 games over 500. I don't have the exact ROI, but it's got to be pretty because I know we're profiting off them. You go into Cleveland this weekend. They're going to be at home against Cleveland in Seattle. Seattle finally started to play better at home, and if you watch this team, Pete, they're really starting to hit the ball. They put up 12 runs the other day against John Lackey. Then they robbed Jake Peavy. I don't think Cleveland's going to have much to throw at them. And in that series, you're going to have Chris Young, who's been very consistent. You're going to have Ellis, and you're obviously going to have King Felix. Pete, if you look at the numbers of King Felix, if you bet him just about every start, he may not necessarily win the game. If he doesn't win, Seattle's a pretty good bet that they're going to win the game. So I like Seattle to take at least 2 out of 3 against Cleveland at home this weekend. I think I like the pitching matchups, and I just like the way that their lineups started to come together as well.
All right, that is interesting. I know that Cleveland has been very profitable at home recently, but then again, Seattle has also been extremely profitable on the road. So you might have something there. All right, Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks so much. Talk to you again very soon.